news.
Yeah, we begin tonight with breaking news. 4 people were in the hospital tonight after they were shot near a grocery store in Seattle.
Yeah, this all happened at the Safeway on Rainier Avenue South. That's where we find Fox 13's Zach Anders. Zach, it's been chaotic down there. You've been there for more than an hour. I understand that you just talked with the police chief about what has happened out there.
Matt, Nia, we were able to piece together a little bit more of what's happened here. The chief came out and spoke directly to us and said that this shooting took place across the fence here in that King's Donut. I'll step out of the shot. And you can see there's a tent at the edge of this parking lot. We're still in the Safeway parking lot, but on the other side of that fence is a donut shop, and on that side there are dozens of shell casings and evidence markers. And Chief says that the gunmen, they believe that there are 2 suspects, so potentially 2 gunmen, shot in at this community event. The Boys and Girls Club was here. There were multiple groups that were hosting a community feed, and they were shot at inside the Safeway parking lot. And we did hear from Chief an update on the victims, and this is what he had to say.
Right now, 4 victims were transported to Harborview. 1 victim was treated at the scene and released. So right now we have a total of 5 victims. This scene is changing and it's kind of evolving. We don't have right now what caused it or what initially started the shooting to start. We know that there's dozens and dozens of rounds that were fired. Currently our gun violence reduction unit is actually investigating this. We are processing the scene. If anybody has any information, we recommend to call the tip line at 206-233-5000.
Matt, Nia, now we know a little bit about some of the victims. We've heard from Seattle Fire that 3 of the patients are in their 20s. The 4th patient is approximately a 30-year-old male. 3 males, 1 female, 1 person. A 5th victim was treated on scene and then released, but 4 were transported to the hospital. Now, some of the conversations that we've had on scene, we've been able to talk to a few witnesses that say they heard over 25 shots ring out in this area here. One of the more interesting notes at the end of the press conference, Mayor Harrell came up and spoke directly into the cameras and said, Seattle leaders, we need to address this problem, and that he needs leadership with him to tackle some of the gun violence. And the scene that you see behind me, he says, is a result of the guns on the streets. Again, we've got 4 victims transported to the hospital. A 5th victim was treated on scene and released, and this all began at about 9 p.m. is when the call came in, about 9:01 tonight at the Safeway on Rainier Ave South. Matt, Nia.